Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching us from. You're welcome back to BMS channel.
Hello guys, I just want us to look at this picture before we dive into the main video. $1 would have exchanged for 10,000 naira if God didn't intervene, says Pastor Adeboye. This statement Pastor Adeboye made triggered a lot of reactions on the social media. I'm not making video on this, but we'll be going live by tomorrow. Please join us tomorrow by 4 p.m. We'll be going live on the YouTube channel to discuss this topic. $1 would have exchanged for 1,000 naira if God didn't intervene, says Pastor Adeboye. Let's hear your view tomorrow. Tomorrow, Sunday, being the 17th of November 2024, we'll be going live to discuss on this issue. Let's hear your view on this issue tomorrow by 4 p.m. Alright, guys, here is an investigative journalist, David Hyundai. David Hyundai has come out to expose the relationship between Nigerian president, our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that of United States of America in the person of Biden and Kamala. I'll be dropping so many things David Hyundai said about these two countries' presidents. But before I do that, let me quickly show us what is really happening between Deji and Nyesom Wike. Nyesom Wike really met his match. Deji said that Nyesom Wike, if not because of politics, he is nothing. Deji said also that Nyesom Wike is just like Portable. But the only difference between Nyesom Wike and Portable is that Portable is someone who is grateful. Portable doesn't forget people who has done good things for him. In fact, let me play that video for you people to watch.
Fubara. And I commend Governor Fubara for dealing decisively with him. That's how to deal with tyrants. You must show them that you reduce them to nothing and show them that they are absolutely nothing. Wike is nothing without politics. He's nothing without our political coffers. The reason why he's making so much noise and constituting nuisance all over the place is because of our collective patrimony that he loots and steals, because of the land he's grabbing in the FCT. That's why he's making this much noise. So he changed his mind and said he went to support Uche Secondus. And many of us, believe me, all those that know me, know that the first time I was arrested as an activist was when I was just merely 17 and I was detained. Over the years, over the decade, close to 3 decades, I have, at the personal expense of my life, been active in criticizing government. I've put my own personal freedom. Buhari arrested me almost about 11 or 12 times in 8 years when Wike was having a field day looting Rivers money. We put our life on the line for this country. Clowns and charlatans like Nyesom Wike will open his dirty mouth and tell us that I'm claiming that I'm an activist. And who is an activist? An activist is not somebody, whether is political or apolitical. An activist is somebody that is seeking for societal change. The great Gani Fawehinmi, the sage, ran for election in this country, contested for election in this country and lost. Gani Fawehinmi is one of the most revered activists in this country. Even on the continent, the great Femi Falana, Baba Falana, he ran for governor in Ekiti and lost. Does that reduce the quality of the work that he does for the society? Mandela, the great, ran for political office, won. If Martin Luther King was around, Martin Luther King would have run for office. Wike wants everyone to leave politics to rogues like him, people that change election results and falsify election results. His idea of nation building is where rogues like himself will be in charge at the helm of affairs. So all citizens of conscience should get involved in politics. I have no interest in politics anymore. I have gone, I have tried, I have seen that they can never change. They are dirty people. They do not play by the books. Even when I was in PDP, I was always criticizing them.
Now, you can hear Barrister Deji saying that if it's not because of politics, that Nyesom Wike is nobody. No one will even recognize him. That when he was even an activist, when Buhari arrested him, that Wike was busy looting reverse money. Look at what he said about comparing Wike and Portable.
Whether in my personal business and the places I've worked are there. This man has never worked anywhere. From a local guy, from a motor garage tout, he became local government chairman. From then, he has been betraying people. The only difference between Wike and Portable is that Portable does not betray people that have helped him. But Wike betrays everyone that has helped him. Wike betrayed Goodluck Jonathan. Wike betrayed Goodluck Jonathan's wife. Wike betrayed Rotimi Amechi. Wike betrayed Peter Odili, people that have helped him. Is it Tinubu that Wike will not betray? Even President Tinubu is not that dull. He's politically savvy. He knows. He's just using the long spoon to deal with him. And there's nothing you do with Wike that is safe. Wike is the reason why they raided the home of judges. You remember now when they raided the home of judges. Wike is one of the reasons, allegedly, why the former CCJN was removed from office. He kept going around saying that he has judiciary in his pocket and he was mentioning names. So there is the only difference between him and Portable is that when you do something with Portable, at least Portable will not go against you and betray you. But no matter what you do for Yesa Wike, he will betray you. No matter what you do for him. So I'm not surprised that elders that should be confident, the people that, in his response to our criticism of him trying to buy the judiciary and pocket the judiciary, he said it is the president that asked him to be building houses for judges and giving judges cars. Was he not building houses for judges when he was governor in Rivers State? Was it Bola Ahmed Tinubu that told him to build houses and be buying cars for judges when he was in Rivers State? All this land grabbing that he's doing, the people that are doing deals with him, he will still expose all of them. All the land grabbing. He already said, he's allegedly saying that it is Tinubu that is telling him to grab people's land in the FCT. That it is Tinubu's wife that is telling him to grab people. He's telling people already, go to the FCT and the FCTA. He has turned the place to Obi Akpo. All Rivers people, he made them to imagine.
Also, Barrister Deji went as far as calling Wike a coward. Wike really met his match.
And a coward. Bullies people in the FCT, insults people anyhow, talk to people anyhow. Same weekend was talking in this interview that Bala Mohammed, he said that Bala Mohammed should never have been the chairman of PDP Governors Forum. That in PDP that they do it based on rotation, north south. Okay, after Mimiko was PDP Governors Forum chairman, the next chairman was Fayoshe, his friend. It is always the most senior person, the most senior governor, the most senior ranking governor that becomes the governor forum chairman. Do you understand? So when his friend Ayo Fayoshe took over after Mimiko, he did not see anything wrong in it. But now he sees something wrong in it. Same Wike is insulting the revered Professor Chidi Odekalu, who has been critical of him trying to compromise our judiciary, saying that Wike calls some people, he said they are Arise lawyers. Look at Wike, that has never worked anywhere in his. Let Wike bring his CV. Let Wike bring his CV. Let me bring my CV. Where has Wike ever went to 5 has he ever done in his life? Whose salary has he ever paid? Do you know how many people's salary we pay? We've been paying in the last couple of years, even before we joined the legal profession as traders. We are accountable people. We are tax-paying people. You know, so it does not make any sense whatsoever. Imagine Wike threatening a director in FCDA to resign just because of selfish interest. If he wants to do anything in your department and you don't agree, he will bully you. He will force you to resign, or he will make your directorate redundant. And the people are scared of him. They cannot speak. And this is why.
Yes, Wike really met his match here. Deji really finished Yes Wike. Guys, what's your view here? Let's share your view on the comment section. But remember, if this is your first time of watching our channel, please feel free to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share our videos, and please don't forget to turn on the notification bell in order to be getting our update. Let us now look at what David Hyundai said about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the relationship with the President, United States of America. Watch the video, guys.
The information that was requested was information that was in connection to a separate issue, which was the drug trafficking investigation records, which are held by sort of the cross-agency networks. So that's the FBI, the DEA, IRS, the CIA, the State Department, and the U.S. Attorney's Office, which are the 6 government agencies that are involved in this lawsuit. These are the 6 U.S. government agencies that we sued to get this information. And basically, so the FBI has released the files that they have partially with several redactions. The State Department released a few files with, almost entirely redacted. The IRS claimed to have lost their files, very conveniently. And the DEA and the CIA are sort of the last remaining agencies, and so they made this filing. And the CIA claimed that, well, to reveal the nature or to even reveal any information that we have about this person, about this subject, would compromise U.S. national security by potentially exposing a human source, a CIA asset, to exposure, and that by doing so, that's what you're reading on your screen now. So that could obviously then be very easily and very logically interpreted to mean that the person that this information is being sought about is in fact a cooperating CIA asset. Is not just a past CIA asset, but potentially even an active one. So that was the context in which this filing was made, and in my view. So I'm not a lawyer, but in my view, the more important takeaway from this filing that was made wasn't even that was made by the CIA. It was that was made by the DEA, which I also included in the tweet that I put out, where the DEA made an argument in black and white. The DEA said, so that's what is on the screen right now. The DEA said, well, even though Nigerians have a right to know what their government is up to, the citizens' right to be informed doesn't extend to knowing what their president was up to. So the argument that the DEA is making in court is that the right of 230 million Nigerians to know what their government is up to doesn't include the right to know what the person who heads their government was up to before he became head of government, as though the two things have no link to each other. This is an argument that could not, conscionably be made in the context of a U.S. government official, U.S. public official, but that's the argument that the U.S. government is making in its own court against the interest of 230 million Nigerians. So I just thought it's very important for the world to see that the people who champion democracy, who champion human rights and accountability in government, this is what they actually think of us, and this is the sort of arguments that they actually make about public office holders in the so-called developing world.